Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, opening your banking app, and seeing $10 million sitting in your account. No debt, no financial worries, no fear of unexpected bills, no anxiety about retirement. For a brief moment, it feels like every problem in life has disappeared. Now imagine someone makes you a different offer. They say, you can keep the $10 million, or you can have 20 extra years of healthy life. Suddenly, the decision doesn't feel so simple anymore. Because deep down, every human being already knows something we rarely admit. Money is valuable, but time is priceless. Every second that passes disappears forever. No billionaire has ever purchased yesterday. No millionaire has ever negotiated with tomorrow. No amount of wealth has ever convinced time to slow down. And yet, despite understanding this, most people spend their lives protecting their money, while giving away their time almost without thinking. They'll compare prices for hours before buying a new television. They'll negotiate to save $20 on a purchase. They'll drive across town to save a few dollars on fuel. But they'll spend entire evenings scrolling through social media, hours trapped in meetings that accomplish nothing, years working toward goals they never truly chose, without ever asking, what is this costing my life? Perhaps that's the greatest financial paradox of all. We've been taught to think of money as our most valuable resource. But money is replaceable. Time isn't. This is where millionaires begin thinking differently. Contrary to popular belief, the wealthy don't simply chase more money. They chase something far more valuable: freedom over their own time. Because eventually, every successful person discovers a truth that can't be found in a bank account. Money can buy comfort. Money can buy convenience. Money can buy opportunity. But what makes all those things meaningful is the time to enjoy them. Imagine owning the most luxurious house in the world, but never having time to sit on its balcony. Imagine driving your dream car, only between meetings you're already late for. Imagine building an enormous fortune while missing birthdays, anniversaries, family dinners, and the moments that quietly become memories. At what point does earning more begin costing more than it gives? That's the question few people ever stop to ask. Because modern society celebrates income, promotions, bonuses, luxury, status, but it rarely celebrates something far more important: control, the ability to decide how your day unfolds, who receives your attention, what deserves your energy, and when enough is finally enough. Perhaps that's why some of the richest people in history have repeatedly said the same thing. They wish they had more time, not more money. In this documentary, we'll uncover why millionaires protect their calendars more fiercely than their wallets. Why buying time is often a better investment than buying luxury. How the wealthy quietly escape the trap of trading every hour for income. And why true wealth has far less to do with the size of your bank account than the number of choices your time allows you to make. Because becoming wealthy was never the final goal. The real goal was always freedom. And to understand why so many people spend their entire lives chasing money, we first need to examine the invisible trade almost everyone accepts without question: the trade of time for money. Imagine walking into the largest marketplace in the world. There are no buildings, no cash registers, no price tags, only people, millions of them. Some are dressed in business suits. Others wear construction helmets, hospital scrubs, school uniforms, factory overalls. Every single one has something to sell. But surprisingly, almost none of them are selling products. They're selling hours. Every morning, they wake up, prepare for work, commute through traffic, clock in, and begin exchanging pieces of their lives for a paycheck. For most people, this feels completely normal. After all, it's how nearly every career begins. Go to school, learn valuable skills, find a good job, work hard, earn more, repeat. There's nothing inherently wrong with this system. It has built economies, created innovation, lifted millions of families out of poverty. But hidden beneath this familiar routine is an assumption so deeply rooted, most people never stop to question it. That assumption is simple. Your time is your income. The more hours you work, the more money you earn. The less you work, the less you earn. At first, this makes perfect sense, especially when you're young. You have more time than money, so you exchange one for the other. But eventually, something subtle begins to happen. Your life starts organizing itself around protecting your income. Morning alarms become non-negotiable. Vacations require approval. Family events compete with meetings. Birthdays become calendar conflicts. Even weekends slowly begin feeling like preparation for Monday. Without realizing it, your schedule no longer belongs entirely to you. It belongs to whoever pays for your time. Imagine two people graduating from university on the same day. Both are intelligent. Both are ambitious. Both dream of financial freedom. The first spends the next 20 years becoming increasingly valuable to employers. Promotions, raises, bonuses, recognition. Every year, their income grows, but so do their responsibilities. Their calendar becomes fuller. Their inbox never sleeps. Every success demands even more of their attention. Now imagine the second person. They also work hard, but from the beginning, they ask a different question. Instead of asking, "How can I earn more?" they quietly ask, "How can I own more?" Every raise doesn't simply improve their lifestyle. It purchases investments, skills, businesses, assets, systems. At first, their lives appear almost identical. Both drive to work. Both receive paychecks. Both seem equally successful. But time quietly begins separating them. One becomes increasingly dependent on working. The other becomes increasingly independent from it. This is one of the greatest differences between income and wealth. Income rewards today's effort. Wealth rewards yesterday's decisions. Most people spend their entire lives improving their ability to earn. Few spend the same energy improving their ability to stop earning without stopping their income. That distinction changes everything, because eventually, every person reaches a limit. There are only 24 hours in a day. No matter how talented you become, you cannot create a 25th hour. You can work longer. You can work harder. You can sacrifice weekends, delay vacations, miss family dinners, sleep less. But time refuses to negotiate. It remains perfectly equal, whether you're unemployed or a billionaire. This is why some of the highest paid professionals in the world still feel trapped. Their income may be extraordinary, but every dollar still depends on tomorrow morning's alarm clock. Their wealth exists only while they're working. Millionaires begin seeing this differently. They realize something that most people overlook. Every hour spent working should eventually purchase hours that no longer require working. That's the real purpose of wealth. Not collecting larger numbers in a bank account, but gradually reclaiming ownership of your life. Think of it like planting trees. The first few years, nothing seems to happen. You water them, protect them, wait patiently. Meanwhile, others laugh because they don't see immediate results. But one day, those trees begin producing fruit. Not once, but season after season, without needing to be planted again. Assets behave the same way. The effort happens first. The reward continues later. That's why millionaires don't simply ask, "How much did I earn today?" They ask, "What did today's work build for tomorrow?" Because they understand something most people discover far too late. Money earned and immediately spent disappears. Time invested into ownership compounds. And once you begin thinking that way, the entire purpose of work starts to change. Work is no longer the destination. It becomes the bridge. A bridge leading towards something far more valuable than another paycheck. Control. But if reclaiming time is the real goal, why do so many people become wealthier, yet feel busier than ever? The answer isn't found in their salaries. It's hidden inside the choices they make after earning them. Because while most people use money to buy bigger lifestyles, millionaires often use money to buy something entirely different. More time. They understand something most people don't. Every hour you waste today doesn't simply disappear. It quietly steals opportunities from your future. And that's where our story goes next. Because the true cost of wasted time is far greater than most people ever imagine. Imagine someone secretly withdrawing money from your bank account. Not thousands of dollars at once. Just a few dollars every hour. So little, you barely notice. One day, $5. The next, 20. Then 50. Year after year, the withdrawals continue. At first, they seem insignificant. But eventually, you discover hundreds of thousands of dollars have quietly disappeared. You would call the police. You would change your passwords. You would do everything possible to stop the theft. Yet something far more valuable than money is stolen every single day. Time. Not by criminals, but by habits, distractions, poor decisions, and a world constantly competing for your attention. Perhaps the greatest luxury of the modern age isn't convenience. It's distraction. Every notification, every endless scroll, every unnecessary meeting, every hour spent worrying about things beyond your control feels harmless on its own. After all, it's only a few minutes. But time doesn't disappear in dramatic moments. It disappears quietly. 5 minutes become 30. 30 becomes 2 hours. 2 hours become years. Imagine placing a single grain of sand into a jar every minute. One grain feels meaningless, but leave it untouched for decades. And eventually, the jar overflows. Life works the same way. Our future isn't built by extraordinary days. It's built by ordinary ones, repeated thousands of times. This is something millionaires understand remarkably well. They don't think only in terms of dollars. They think in terms of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is one of the most powerful ideas in economics. Simply put, every time you say yes to one thing, you're automatically saying no to something else. Spend 2 hours watching television. You've also chosen not to read, not to build a business, not to learn a valuable skill, not to exercise, not to spend those hours with the people you love. The cost isn't only what you did. The cost is everything that could have happened instead. Imagine two friends, David and James. Both are 25 years old. Both earn similar salaries. Both finish work at exactly 6 o'clock every evening. David arrives home, eats dinner, then spends 4 hours scrolling through social media, watching random videos, and consuming endless entertainment. Nothing feels harmful. In fact, it's relaxing. Tomorrow, he'll do it again. Now look at James. He also relaxes. But after dinner, he spends 90 minutes learning about investing, reading business books, building an online skill, or creating something that didn't exist yesterday. The remaining time, he enjoys with family, gets enough sleep, prepares for tomorrow. One evening doesn't change their future, neither does 1 week, or even 1 month. But 5 years later, the difference is astonishing. Not because one person was smarter, not because one had extraordinary talent, but because small decisions compounded. This is how time behaves. It compounds exactly the way money does. Every useful habit earns interest. Every wasted habit accumulates debt. People often talk about compound interest as the 8th wonder of the world. But perhaps there's something even more powerful. Compound time. A book read today can influence decisions for decades. A skill learned this year can generate income for the rest of your life. One healthy habit can add years to your future. One meaningful relationship can open doors impossible to predict. These returns are invisible in the beginning, which is exactly why most people underestimate them. Imagine planting an oak tree. For years, it barely seems to grow. Someone walking past might wonder why you bothered. But beneath the soil, the roots are expanding, strengthening, preparing. One day, the tree becomes impossible to ignore. Success often follows the same pattern. The visible results appear suddenly. The invisible preparation happened years earlier. Millionaires rarely become wealthy because of one brilliant decision. They become wealthy because thousands of ordinary hours were invested wisely. This doesn't mean they never relax or never enjoy entertainment. It means they're intentional. They understand that attention is one of life's most valuable currencies. Where attention goes, life follows. Perhaps that's why successful people are often careful about what enters their minds. The books they read, the conversations they have, the information they consume, the people they spend time with. Each one quietly shapes the person they'll become tomorrow. Because every hour is casting a vote, not only for your future bank account, but for your future identity. Who you become depends largely on what repeatedly receives your time. This is why the wealthiest people often appear protective of their calendars. They're not being difficult. They're protecting the one resource that can never be replenished. Money lost today can be earned again tomorrow. Time lost today is gone forever. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson hidden inside wealth itself. The richest people don't succeed because they have more hours than everyone else. They succeed because they treat every hour as though it's already priceless. But this raises an important question. If every person receives the same 24 hours each day, why do those hours produce dramatically different results? The answer isn't found in the clock. It's found in the way millionaires think. Because long before they become financially wealthy, they develop a way of seeing time that completely transforms how they make decisions. And that's where our journey leads next. Imagine walking into a room where two people are looking at the exact same clock. The first person sees deadlines, appointments, meetings, a schedule that never seems to end. The second person sees something entirely different: investment opportunities, future freedom, leverage, ownership. The clock hasn't changed, only the way it's being viewed. This is one of the greatest differences between millionaires and everyone else. It isn't that they have more time. It's that they think about time differently. Most people measure success by asking, "How much money did I make today?" Millionaires often ask a far more revealing question: what produced that money? Because they understand something profound. Not all income is created equally. Imagine earning $1,000 by working 10 exhausting hours. Now imagine earning the same $1,000 because a business you own made sales while you were asleep. The amount is identical, but the experience couldn't be more different. One requires your presence. The other rewards your ownership. This is the psychological shift that separates workers from builders. Workers primarily exchange effort. Builders gradually create systems. Neither approach is wrong. Every builder begins as a worker. Every entrepreneur starts by learning. Every investor first earns before they invest. The difference appears later. Most people continue selling hours. Builders eventually begin buying them back. Imagine a farmer. Every morning, he carries buckets of water across a field. The work is exhausting, but the crops survive. One day, someone suggests building an irrigation system. The farmer hesitates. It will take time, money, planning, construction, for weeks. His neighbors laugh. While they're harvesting, he's digging trenches. It seems like he's falling behind. Then something remarkable happens. The irrigation system is finished. Now, water flows every day, whether he's carrying buckets or not. His effort created a system. The wealthy think exactly this way. They ask, "What can I build today that continues creating value tomorrow?" That question changes everything. Instead of constantly solving the same problem, they solve it once, then create a process. Instead of answering every email personally, they build teams. Instead of completing every task, they automate. Instead of working longer, they work differently. This is why the wealthy often appear calm while others feel overwhelmed. It isn't because life became easier. It's because fewer things depend exclusively on their personal attention. Attention may be the most valuable asset you own. Imagine trying to read a book while 10 people speak to you at the same time. Impossible. Yet that's exactly how many people live. Notifications, phone calls, messages, emails, breaking news, social media, constant interruption. Every distraction quietly fragments the mind. And fragmented attention produces fragmented results. Millionaires understand that focus is a multiplier. One uninterrupted hour of deep thinking can accomplish more than an entire day of distracted activity. That's why many successful entrepreneurs schedule thinking time. Not meeting time, thinking time. Because the biggest breakthroughs rarely happen during chaos. They happen during clarity. This leads to another important difference. Most people make decisions based on price. Millionaires often make decisions based on value. Imagine paying someone $50 to mow your lawn. Many people immediately think, I can do that myself. And perhaps they can. But a millionaire asks a different question. What could I create with those 2 hours instead? Perhaps those same 2 hours could strengthen a business, develop a new skill, create intellectual property, spend meaningful time with family, or simply recover enough energy to make better decisions tomorrow. Suddenly, the $50 isn't an expense. It's an investment. Not because mowing grass lacks dignity, but because every hour has an opportunity cost. As wealth grows, this way of thinking expands. Successful people begin asking questions most people never consider. Does this meeting need me? Does this purchase improve my freedom? Does this commitment deserve part of my life? Because every yes quietly becomes a no to something else. Eventually, the wealthy discover a truth that sounds almost backwards. The goal was never to become rich. The goal was to become difficult to control. When your survival depends entirely on one paycheck, your choices become limited. When your expenses depend on constant work, your freedom shrinks. But when ownership begins carrying part of the financial burden, something extraordinary happens. Fear begins disappearing. You negotiate differently. You think differently. You live differently. Because for the first time, your decisions aren't controlled by urgency. They're guided by intention. Perhaps that's the greatest transformation wealth can produce. Not a larger house, not a more expensive watch, but a quieter mind. A person who no longer wakes up asking, how will I survive today? Instead they ask, what kind of life do I want to build? That single question has created more millionaires than almost any investment strategy ever could. But this leaves us with one final mystery. If this way of thinking is available to anyone, why do so few people ever adopt it? The answer isn't about intelligence, or luck, or education. It's about habits. Because financial freedom isn't built by one extraordinary decision. It's built by hundreds of ordinary ones, repeated with extraordinary consistency. And that's exactly where our journey leads next. Because buying back your time doesn't begin with millions of dollars. It begins with the very next decision you make. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest. You've spent years walking deeper into it. Every decision, every obligation, every monthly payment, every commitment has taken you another step away from freedom. One day, you stop, you turn around, and for the first time, you ask a different question. How do I find my way back? Most people believe buying back their time requires becoming a millionaire first. History suggests the opposite. People don't buy back their time because they're wealthy. They become wealthy because they begin buying back their time. And surprisingly, it almost never starts with a dramatic decision. It starts with ordinary ones. Imagine a young professional named Emma. She earns a comfortable income. Nothing extraordinary. After paying her bills, she has a little money left each month. Most of her friends spend their extra income the same way. New clothes, weekend shopping, restaurant upgrades, the latest phone, a nicer car. Again, none of those purchases are inherently wrong. But Emma begins asking herself a different question before spending. Instead of asking, can I afford this? She asks, will this purchase give me more freedom next year? Or less? That one question quietly transforms her life. She starts building an emergency fund, not because it earns applause, but because it buys peace of mind. She begins investing automatically every month, not because the returns are exciting, but because future income is quietly being created. She learns skills that increase her value, not simply to earn more, but to create more options. Every decision seems insignificant, almost invisible. Months pass, then years. Nothing dramatic happens. No overnight success. No lottery ticket. No miracle investment. Then one afternoon, Something unexpected occurs. Her company announces restructuring. Several employees panic. Some immediately worry about paying next month's bills. Others fear losing everything they've worked for. Emma feels concern, but not fear, because for years, she hasn't been building only a career. She's been building resilience. Her emergency fund gives her breathing room. Her investments continue growing. The skills she's developed create opportunities beyond a single employer. Her financial life no longer depends on one source of income. And perhaps that's the first real sign of freedom. Not that nothing bad ever happens, but that unexpected events no longer have the power to destroy your future. This is why buying back your time always begins with reducing dependence. Dependence on debt. Dependence on one paycheck. Dependence on constant consumption. Every layer of dependence removed creates another layer of freedom. Imagine climbing a mountain carrying a heavy backpack. Inside are unnecessary stones. At first, you barely notice them, but hour after hour, the weight becomes exhausting. Eventually, someone suggests removing one stone. The climb immediately feels easier. Then another. The mountain hasn't changed. You've simply stopped carrying what no longer serves you. Financial freedom works exactly the same way. Every unnecessary subscription, every impulse purchase, every lifestyle upgrade that adds obligation instead of value places another stone into your backpack. Meanwhile, every productive asset, every investment, every skill, every disciplined financial decision quietly removes one. Perhaps the greatest misconception about wealth is that it requires earning extraordinary amounts of money. In reality, extraordinary consistency often matters more than extraordinary income. A small investment made every month can eventually outperform years of waiting for the perfect opportunity. One useful skill learned today can create opportunities for decades. One productive habit repeated daily can completely reshape a life. Because wealth has always followed the same principle. Small actions, repeated consistently, create extraordinary outcomes. This is why patience is one of the rarest financial advantages. Most people dramatically overestimate what can happen in 1 year and underestimate what can happen in 20. Imagine planting bamboo. For years, almost nothing appears above the ground. Many people assume nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, an enormous root system is forming. Then, almost suddenly, the bamboo shoots upward at astonishing speed. To outsiders, it appears to have happened overnight. It didn't. The invisible work simply took longer than anyone noticed. Financial freedom behaves the same way. The years of saving, learning, investing, building often seem invisible until one day, people call you lucky. They see the results. They never see the thousands of ordinary decisions that created them. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson of all. Buying back your time isn't one financial decision. It's a philosophy. It's waking up each morning asking, what can I do today? That gives tomorrow's version of me more choices, because every investment, every disciplined habit, every asset, every hour spent building instead of merely consuming, quietly purchases something no luxury product ever can. A future where your life belongs, increasingly, to you. Which brings us to the final realization. Because after everything we've explored, there is one truth that separates those who spend their lives chasing money from those who eventually achieve lasting freedom. Millionaires don't simply value time more than money. They understand. Imagine two people reaching the age of 70. Both spent decades working hard. Both earned respectable incomes. Both achieved goals they once believed would make them happy. From the outside, their lives appear remarkably similar. But beneath the surface, their journeys couldn't have been more different. The first person spent a lifetime chasing bigger paychecks. Every raise improved their lifestyle. Every promotion increased their responsibilities. Every success demanded a little more time, a little more energy, a little more of their life. They built an impressive income, but never stopped needing it. The second person also worked hard, but every year, They quietly purchased something that couldn't be seen. Ownership, skills, investments, businesses, assets, freedom. Their wealth didn't arrive overnight. It grew silently, one decision at a time, one investment at a time, one disciplined habit at a time. Eventually, the money they had spent years putting to work began returning the favor. Their investments created income. Their systems created leverage. Their assets created options. And perhaps that's the greatest purpose of wealth. Not to escape work, but to escape dependence. Because meaningful work has never been the enemy. Purpose gives life direction. Contribution gives life meaning. The problem begins when work stops being a choice and becomes a necessity you can never walk away from. That's why millionaires don't dream about retirement as much as people imagine. Many continue working long after they could stop. The difference is, they wake up each morning with a choice. They work because they want to, not because they have to. That is one of the highest forms of freedom a human being can experience. Choice. The choice to spend an afternoon with your children. The choice to care for aging parents. The choice to start over. The choice to travel. The choice to say no to opportunities that no longer align with your values. Money alone cannot create those moments. Ownership can. And ownership begins long before extraordinary wealth. It begins the moment you stop asking, "How much can I earn?" and start asking, "How much freedom can I create?" Because every financial decision is quietly shaping a future version of you. Every unnecessary liability asks for more of tomorrow's time. Every productive asset gives some of that time back. Every hour invested in learning creates opportunities your future self will inherit. Every disciplined decision builds another brick in the bridge toward independence. Perhaps that's why the wealthiest people in history often leave behind the same lesson. They rarely say, "I wish I'd earned more." More often, they wish they had spent more time with family, with friends, with purpose, with life itself. Because eventually, every bank account reaches the same conclusion. Money is a tool. Time is the treasure. So the next time you're about to make an important decision, pause for just a moment. Before asking, "Can I afford this?" ask a better question. Will this decision give me more control over my time or less? Because that single question, repeated hundreds of times over the years, may shape your future more than any investment, any promotion, or any paycheck ever could. Thank you for watching The Wealth Lab. If this documentary changed the way you think about wealth, tell us in the comments. What's one thing you'll stop spending time on so you can start investing it where it truly matters? Your answer might inspire someone else to take the first step toward reclaiming their own future. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more deep dives into wealth psychology, behavioral finance, investing, financial freedom, and the hidden principles that shape lasting wealth. Because in our next documentary, we'll uncover a belief that has quietly shaped millions of financial decisions. Why working hard doesn't make you rich. Until then, remember this: money can buy comfort, money can buy convenience, money can buy opportunity, but the greatest investment you'll ever make is learning how to make your money.